Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to this game. We're at part 2 for this collab. Just started today, 5 minutes ago. Haven't done anything yet, like usual. I usually say the same things, but just making sure everyone knows. I haven't looked at anything. To be honest, I haven't really looked too much into these two new units. I have looked at their abilities and stuff, but I haven't really looked properly into their skills themselves, so it's going to be quite interesting to see those in a second. So, what we're going to be doing today, looking at both units. Hopefully we'll be getting both units. I'm hoping our luck is better than part 1 or pretty similar, because I mostly care about the two units this time in part 2. The arc, we'll talk about that as well, but there's some good things and bad things about the arc. But anyways, I do have both units from part 1 built at the moment. I think it's a decent build, but we could have a look at both of these two units later on to see how they're performing now I've actually had the time to build them, like about a week. So haven't been playing too much really, mostly just been focusing on events and stuff like that. But they've added new rewards and stuff to the events, so we will be looking at that as well later on. I'm hoping that we can get a 10 pull ticket from the events without having to do anything, because I've gotten enough points, but I don't know if I've gotten enough points. We'll see. So let's get straight into this plan, kind of similar as last time, like always. So we're going to go over Crow first, then Violet, and then the Arc. From left to right. So Crow, I was hoping he was going to be an Ice attribute DPS because he's blue. Why couldn't he be? That's what I originally thought, and then I saw that they made him non-attribute for whatever reason. And he has minus 30 to light, which is kind of unfortunate. So stats are pretty good, pretty high strength, defense and int decent too. I think all of these units I'm starting to see they're pretty similar, like pretty much every unit in this collab has been pretty similar. They all have Thaumaturgy ring, I believe, and all of them have a medium range skill 2, and all of them have a long range wide area skill 3, so that's quite interesting, because I do like those type of skills. So attribute resistance minus 30 to light, nothing else here. 15 to all of those, pretty good though. Nil to stun is amazing. Weak to poison, don't really care too much, because that's like not really the one that the most. Weak to illness, right? Not the best, but I'm glad he has nil to stun. That makes him quite useful. So ability is pretty similar to all the other units we've seen so far, but he is non-attribute. So medium area combo attack. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to get up the picture, my phone, just so I can remember. Do I have it? I want to... What are they hit counts? Maybe I forgot to. Anyways. I can't find it. Well, the hit counts... I think for all of these units, the hit counts of skill 1 isn't very high. I'm just going to try and remember what they are. But yeah, the hit counts for skill 1 aren't very high. Skill 2, I think is about 9 or so. It's decent. What I said about Joker before, his hit counts are kind of low, but his skill 3, I think all of these units skill 3 are like the same hit counts, or pretty similar anyway. Skill 3 is probably 15 hits, because they all seem to have 15 hits. And there's a problem with his skills that you'll only know when you've seen his animations or tried them out, is that his skill 2 and skill 3 are incredibly slow compared to someone like Violet, which we'll talk about after this unit. But Violet's skill 2 and skill 3 are incredibly fast. Crow's skill 2 and skill 3 are incredibly slow, but they do get extra damage cap, which is nice. But this unit is not going to be used for burst damage. He's mostly going to be probably for decent non-attribute damage, but not high DPS. His special, powerful combo attack to one enemy, finishing attack damage cap 60,000. I don't know why it's 60,000, because I think part 1 units were 40,000, right? So those are the skills, nothing really crazy, kind of similar to the other units we've seen. Now here's the thing I was thinking, was that since they've given us a ticket for part 1 to get 1 unit guaranteed, are these part 2 units going to be a lot better? Because we don't get any of these part 2 units for free. That's a question to think about, but I don't think is the case. I think they're all pretty good, pretty similar as well, but we'll have to test these units out. So, traits, not much for trait 2. Good thing I don't have to do any scrolling with this. No, non-attributes, attack damage 50% and damage cap 10,000. Pretty great, so gives him 10,000 more damage cap. When attacking bosses with lost debuff, non-attribute damage 50% and damage cap 15,000 more. So, Joker's trait 1 is, I think plus 30,000 damage cap when lost debuff. So, this isn't as high, but it's still pretty good. I'm thinking that if you have multiple of these collab characters in the same team, I think that could be pretty strong, because then I think you can inflict the Treacherous Intent debuff more times if you've got more units, if you get what I mean. You can use it once on each unit, I think. I haven't tested it, but I'm assuming it's to boost strength defense based on number of other living allies, maximum 25%. When unit is incapacitated, living allies recover medium HP. Now this trait isn't that great in my opinion. Yes, you're getting more strength with defense, depending on how many living allies there are. Probably a maximum of 4, because that's the maximum you can have in a team. But when unit is incapacitated, living allies recover medium HP. That's kind of nothing really. It literally does nothing. If it gave everyone a shield or something like that, that would have been pretty useful, but it doesn't do anything apart from healing. So that part of the trait is kind of useless. 25% maximum strength with defense is alright, but I don't really like this trait 2. I like the trait 1, but trait 2 is kind of underwhelming to me. So let's look at the skills. Treacherous Intent, they all have this. HP up max, attack up max, Flank Spirit 4, Resolve up 4. Most of these skills I'm seeing for the first time because I didn't really read it properly in the videos, because I was kind of waiting for this. And I've been doing other things, playing some other games and stuff. Soldier Mastery. When unit has soldier type, give physical and magical special counter attacks and anti-sniper. So anti-sniper is pretty good, mostly for arena. Trying to counter those Roys that you don't see very often. You see them a few times, I've been seeing those more often. Weapon Break. When attacking with a skill transfer, inflicted physical damage minus 20% debuff to enemy, that's pretty good. Auto Brave, Life Fort. Auto Protection, Fury 2, Patience 2. I do kind of like those because they stack with the first version of it, so Fury 1 would stack with this. Because you can't get Fury 2 and Patience 2 on arcs yet, same with a few other skills. No attribute attack raise 1 and 3 is good. You get more damage cap here. Gonna need that damage cap. Pose of Glory, I do like this on pretty much all my physical DPS units. Ella Victory, don't care too much. Blood Force is quite expensive, I know, but it's not the best skill ever. It's only really good if you can have very strong normal attacks. I don't know how strong his normal attacks will be, but hopefully they're good enough. Not like A2's normal attacks. Piercing, Sword High Boost, and Machine Mega Boost, so I think with both of these units, you're going to want to have a sword and a machine. 100% need a machine, but the problem is, he's non-attribute, so there's no good non-attribute machine weapons unless his paid machine is non-attribute. If it is, I'm going to need that. If we get this unit, I'm going to need it, but we'll look at that once we get to it. Skill Charge 2 is nice. Decoy, Indomitable Spirit, Break Boost, Destroyer. Giant Killing 2. Physical attack damage 30%, damage cap plus 3000 to enemies with Treacherous Intent debuff is quite interesting, because here's the problem. If you inflict Treacherous Intent debuff to a boss, well actually I'll say a good thing about this first, is if you inflict Treacherous Intent to a boss, they don't have to be in break to turn it into a lost debuff. You already get this plus 3000 damage cap once they have Treacherous Intent debuff. But the thing is, once the Treacherous Intent debuff changes to lost debuff, you lose this 3000 damage cap. Just one thing to keep in mind is if you want all of the damage cap possible, you have to have lost debuff and Treacherous Intent debuff on at the same time, which may be difficult. strength and SCT recovery speed 20%. Now, when I read this, it was kind of interesting. When unit is alive, other allies SCT and strength recovery speed minus 5%. So basically, this unit is going to get more strength and SCT recovery speed by 20%, but everyone else in your team is going to get minus 5%. So minus 5% isn't that much. You may not care too much about that if you're using like Honey Elixir and things like Glass Record. Hint, Glass Record. But yeah, this is pretty nice because it stacks with everything else. Like the 20% more ST recovery speed will stack with haste, which I believe he doesn't have. He doesn't, unless he does have it on a paid equipment. I hope so. That would be a good option. When physically attacking, criticals don't occur, but damage 40%, damage cap plus 5,000. Now, the first thing I thought of when I read this is no pose of honor or whatever the name is. You can't get healing from crits anymore because you can't crit, right? That's a problem. So you're gonna need some other type of healing with this unit. You can't have any crit ups. He doesn't have any. So this is gonna be kind of a strange unit to build because 99% of my physical DPS units I put on crit ups and the healing skill because you need that. Proud Force it is. You need Proud Force on most physical DPS units because that's your main type of healing. But this unit can't have Proud Force because he can't crit. But you are getting more damage cap, so I would recommend to have this on because you get more damage and damage cap. But you're gonna need a type of healer or some ways to give him more healing, which he does have Blood Force, but if you're only spamming skills, you're not going to be healing at all. That's kind of a problem. HP recovery from active skills minus 30%. Okay. But why? Why? No attribute attack damage cap 30,000, 3,000. Well, I see. So they don't want you to build him as a healer. They kind of expect you to run a healer alongside him, right? Because he can't crit and he has less healing from active skills, but he's getting more damage and damage cap, so I kind of like it. It's kind of interesting, but at the same time you can't heal, so he's going to be kind of like a glass cannon unit. So those are all the skills. If I go back to stats, his defense isn't the worst, so I guess he can survive some hits. It's just that you can't heal. There's a very big problem with healing, but we'll have to try him out. Hopefully, we'll see. Now Violet is basically the waifu of this collab, if you want to call it that. Stats, quite interesting, pretty much the same HP. Strength, defense, into mind, all above 1000, which is good to see. Minus 20 to dark, kinda sucks, but plus 30 to light, everything else at 0 is okay. No to stun is great, and blind as well. Weak to curse, I think, is alright. Kind of, I'm okay with those. Now abilities, she's going to be another light DPS unit. Now we've seen a lot of these lately with Melee, Shift Roland, and Alice. Now we've got Violet. That's 4 units that are light attribute in the space of like 2 months or so. Kind of a bit too much, but if you put on Trishula, then you can ignore that she's light. But I'm quite excited about this unit because her skill 2 and skill 3 are incredibly fast, especially her skill 3. You can spam that super fast. If she has 3 stocks of her skill 3, I think it's going to be insane. So medium area light combo attack, wider area, medium range wider area light combo attack around target, long range wide area light combo attack around target. Similar things to other units, pretty much the same. But long range attacks or medium range attacks are always more valuable than close range, especially for arena. Special, powerful light combo attack to one enemy, finishing attack damage cap 60,000. There you go. Nothing crazy. So traits, there's a lot more to these traits. So light damage 30% and damage cap 9,000. Not as high as Crow's damage and damage cap, but still nice. Chance to nullify physical damage taken is pretty good. When attacking bosses with lost debuff, like attack damage 50% and damage cap 20,000, so 20,000 more damage cap when they're lost debuff. Locking that damage cap to lost debuff again, but it's still nice that it's there. When physically attacked by a boss, chance to activate a powerful counter. Now, she is aimed a lot into counter, but I don't know how good counter is right now. I have never used a counter unit. It's kind of like the first counter unit, kinda. I don't know what powerful counter is, how strong it is. Probably nothing crazy, because if it was too strong it would be kind of broken, but when magically attacked by a boss, only boss, chance to activate counter, okay, counter damage plus 150% sounds strong, but again, it's counter, it's never been strong really. During counter, physical damage taken minus 50%, okay, that is good, I can see that being useful. When counter activates, chance of extra attack. Okay, I think what that means is when you're countering, the hits of the counter have a chance of doing an extra attack. I don't know how good this is going to be, it's going to depend on how strong the counter damage is. But here's the thing, if it's only like one hit counter, and it doesn't activate that often, then it's going to be kind of useless, but if the counter damage activates often enough, I think it's going to be quite useful. It's kind of like a guard, but instead you're hitting back, kind of like that, because she does take minus 50% physical damage. So I think that's going to be interesting to try out. So skills, Director's Intent again, same thing. Fighting Spirit 5, Resolve up 4, Arcane up 4, which is good, because I think she does have... I always forget names of skills, there's so many. But that thing. Putting her up 3 is good, I like having that. Aim Vitals, Royal Armor. Now there's a lot, and a lot, I mean a lot, of counter skills here, which I don't know if I like this yet or not. You got counter, when physically attacked, chance to activate powerful counter. You got counter boost 2 and 3, so counter damage, damage and damage cap, damage and damage cap. It's weird, very weird. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I want to try it out, and I want to know if it's going to be useful or not. Iron Wall counter, when counter is active, damage taken minus 20%. Pretty good. Kind of like guard. When counter activates, slightly restore HP. Again, pretty good. Counter charge, when counter activates, restore 1 SCT. Amazing. I really hope counter activates often, so then this can activate so many times. This could be pretty good. Auto Brave, Auto Protection, Auto Haste is good. Awaken's great. Light High Drive, Light Mega Drive is great. Light Attack Raise 2. This thing, 30% damage and damage cap 5,000, good. Thaumaturgy Ring Plus. Now, I believe I didn't see Thaumaturgy Ring on Crow, but Violet has Thaumaturgy Ring Plus. Now, she's the only one in this collab which has Plus version, which is good because it's better. I don't know why she has a lore. Maybe she's gonna be like a tank slash DPS. Not on the same scale as Shift Roland, it's kind of a different kind of tank. Counter tank. This could be interesting. You got her ready. Pretty lucky. I hope we get lucky later on, but we'll get around to it once we get around to it. Sword Mega Boosts and Machine High Boost, so you're going to want a sword and machine. In most cases, you're probably going to equip Trishula, and since you've got Sword Mega Boost, you're going to need a sword. There are a lot of good swords, don't worry about that. Decoy, and only 3 unique skills down here, not 4. Doing 30 plus tip physical attacks to non-boss enemies with Treacherous Intent debuff. Change the debuff to lost debuff. Okay. I don't think there are that many bosses that are gonna survive for you to want to use this. That's the thing. Counter damage, more counter damage, yay! During counter enemy defense minus 25% and deal damage. Now, if these applied to your skills, imagine that. They probably don't. When using a skill, chance to nullify physical attack damage taken is quite interesting, but she doesn't have super armor. If she did, that would have been amazing. But I've heard counter is kind of acting like a super armor right now, which I don't know if that's intentional or not. I hope it is, because I want counter to have a use, and if you can use skills while being countered, kind of like a super armor, then that would be pretty good. So she's got a lot of skills based on counter. Now here's the thing, if counter ends up being completely garbage, then she's going to be not as good as I want her to be, because she's losing a bunch of skills that she could be having something else instead for more damage. So I'm hoping that counter on this unit on Violet is useful somewhat and actually gives her something good. Like, I can see counter charge being useful on this unit because it seems like she has some decent chances of countering, so we'll have to see what it's like. But yeah, that's Violet. She does seem pretty good, and I'm looking forward to trying her out because I think I want her more than Crow. I originally wanted Crow more because I was hoping it was going to be Ice, but now I've seen Violet, how fast her skill 2 and skill 3 is, kind of want that. So if we do get Crow, we're probably going to get Violet. We're probably going to get both, but we'll see. So I think Violet seems pretty good, but if you've already got like a Shift Roland, you're probably not going to need a Violet. But here's the thing, if you were saving your crystals for part 2 because you've already gotten a guaranteed unit from part 1 because of the ticket everyone got, I would still recommend to probably pull at least a few times until we get at least one new thing for part 2. Once you've gotten one new thing for part 2, I'd recommend stopping there, most likely, unless you want to go harder, I don't know. But since there are 2 units and 1 arc, the percentage chance of getting something new, if you don't have anything at all, is higher than most other catches we've seen, because it's 0.8% chance for each. So that's like a 2.1% chance, which is the highest we've gotten getting something new. So think about it. They are both good units, what I've seen so far. I haven't tried them out yet. Now the arc is very interesting. Now this arc is going to be something a lot of people might be considering getting, because we'll get to it. But stats, HP is nice. That's pretty much it. Don't care about anything else now. Trait, execute grab speed, 10%, whatever. I guess that's going to stack, so it could be useful. Continuous strength, 25% buff. Okay, probably doesn't stack with brave because it's a generic strength buff, probably. And most units now have brave or auto brave in their kit already, so that's nothing crazy. When taking an attribute weakness attack, chance to nullify damage taken is pretty useful actually. When physically attacking an enemy in break, give the enemy a strength defense into minus 20% debuff. That's pretty good. Once per wave, kind of like a treacherous intent debuff. Huh. I can see some use here, because treacherous intent stacks with loss and any other debuff, right? And then you've also got this. This probably isn't a unique buff icon, it's probably just a generic minus 20% to all stats. If it was unique, that would be crazy. Then you could stack treacherous intent with loss debuff with this, with more. That would be crazy, but I don't think that's the case. So it's an alright trait, but I wouldn't use it at all. I don't see myself ever using it. Now, the skills are where it gets interesting. Very interesting. Because of one skill in particular. So skills, battle end recovers 5% MP. I don't care about this because 2 SET recover 5% MP. Whatever. I mean, it could be useful, could stack it on units, but I don't care. Heal counter is alright. It could be useful to get this for future units that might not have this that I've focused on counter, because it seems like they do want to make counter units. MP up 4, we've seen that before. Light shield, alright. Now here's the main skill that most people probably going to want to go for if they're going for this arc. This is going to be the main reason why. And that is Keen Eye. Now Keen Eye restore medium HP and SET 10 seconds for all allies. This is basically a glass record, the same as glass record. For 11 SC I think it's the same cost and everything is the same as glass record. I've been using glass record for a ridiculously long time. It's so good, don't underestimate it, because it restores SET for all allies. Restoring SET on any type of skill is incredibly valuable. Keep that in mind. Also non-attitude attack raise 2 is alright, but Keen Eye, if you don't have glass record, I recommend trying to go for this arc, at least, because you don't want to miss out on this. Now I'm going to go and check what the difference is, but since I've already got glass record, I'm not going to be going for this arc. If we get it, then great, but if you don't have glass record, I recommend to try go for this, because you're going to want to have this on someone like a Thoria or a Sarah, especially Sarah. Having glass record or Keen Eye on Sarah is amazing. It's so good. So this is 60 MP and it's 11 SC. Restore 10 seconds of SCT. Now let's go quickly to glass record and just check and see what that is. So I do have it. I've been using it for a long time. It's so good. It's one of my most used skills. Now where is it? Probably missed it. Yeah, here. Light of Science. If you do have this from Dr. Stone Collab. So glass record is the same thing here. 60 MP. Yep. 11 SC. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Now it doesn't say 10 seconds of SCT, but I'm assuming it is 10 seconds of SCT, which I think it is because I checked it on Goldmine. I think it is 10 seconds of SCT. So glass record is basically the exact same as Keen Eye. Exactly the same. So if you've got glass record already, you don't need a chase for this at all. You really don't. But if you don't have glass record, I would highly recommend to at least try to get this, because it's going to be incredibly useful for your account. Going to be valuable for the entire game, I would say. So yeah, try to get this if you don't have glass record, but if you do, don't go for it, I would say. But if you get it, then great. That's all really about this arc. But Archy for rewards, it's another accessory, decent stats, 40 MP, bout and restore 10% HP and MP. Don't really care too much about this accessory. The accessories on these limited arcs for this collab haven't been that great in my opinion. So yeah, I would say the main thing about this arc is definitely Keen Eye. And apart from that, there's nothing that I can see that would be valuable to me that I would use. So I don't really care too much about this arc since I've already got glass record, but if you don't have glass record, try to get this arc, definitely. I'm more interested in these two units here. So yeah, that's what I think so far. The arc, get it if you don't have glass record. The two units, depends on what you have. Violet, if you've already got a light DPS, like Shift Roland, you could skip, but you don't really have a choice. It depends on your luck, depending on which unit you get, right? So if I go to probabilities real quick, just to check this, is that both units are at 0.8, right? And the arc is also at 0.8, so you have a 2.1% chance to get something new. So I would probably recommend to pull until you get at least one new thing and then stop, maybe, depending on how you're feeling. And also depends on what you get. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty interesting, quite fun to try out these two units. I don't know how good these units are going to be, but I think Violet's definitely going to be valuable in terms of high DPS. Crow is going to be useful, but his DPS is quite low because his skill 2 and skill 3 are quite slow. But we're going to have to try that out later, hopefully. So that's just what I think so far, but again, haven't done any testing or anything yet, so let's go over to Trading Space right now and check out everything that they've added here. So, events first. I didn't get everything, but I've realized it's quite hard to get these materials. So you got Chrome Violet here, some new materials, probably more tour stages, which I haven't been enjoying that much, to be honest. Most people haven't been liking that. And you've also got Training Space with the units and the pity stuff. And this one from Step Gacha, which I hope we don't have to do that later. And then paid equipment. So we got machine, accessory, sword, accessory, kind of expected. So we're going to look at all of these. I'm quite interested in these. I'm hoping if all of them are good and I end up getting lucky, then I don't know what's going to happen, because I do like having paid equipment. It's quite useful. But let's see. So Crow's paid weapon is a non-attribute machine, which is great. I'm going to want this. Strengthen is good. Trait, non-attribute physical attack damage 15% is pretty nice. Non-attribute physical damage cap 1500 is great. Break 50%. I wonder if Crow's going to be a decent breaker unit. That could be interesting. That could be pretty good, but I don't know. Again, I do like this weapon. The main reason why is because we don't really have any good non-attribute machine weapon options. So I am probably going to get this if we do get Crow, and we'll see how it goes. But I kind of want this weapon because you get more damage cap, more damage, and it's non-attribute machine. It's a very good weapon. Now the accessory, what is the accessory? Quite interesting. HP strength int, okay. Trait. When close to death, very greatly restore HP strength, defense on mind 50%, boost movement speed. Okay. Well, I can see that being useful in Arena, first of all. And for harder stages, that can be incredibly good as well. Once per wave, continuous haste. Oh, okay. Well, I was looking for a continuous haste because remember, he has a unique skill that gives him more SCT recovery speed by 20%, which stacks with haste. So having even more SCT is going to be great. So a pretty solid accessory as well. 10 to dark, you're going to need that. Resistance to curse. I like this accessory as well. I would probably get this and the weapon, but they are both very good. But I would definitely recommend getting the weapon first if you had a choice. I recommend weapon first, then accessory. So let's look at Violet's ones. Light attribute sword expected. Stats are pretty okay. So light attack damage cap 1500 is pretty good. Light attack damage 10% is great. During counter, damage from enemies minus 20%. I like that, because if her counter activates quite often, you're taking less damage. It's going to be kind of like a tank. It's kind of similar to guard in a way. So I can see this being useful, and it is light attribute. So I like this weapon. Liking everything so far, which is a bad sign because it's very expensive to get everything here. It's 100 to get everything. Quite a lot. So, accessory, good stats, traits, battle start gives unit an auto revive buff. I like that. It's pretty good. I'm hoping it's continuous auto revive buff and not lasting 40 seconds. I don't know. I'm hoping it's continuous until unit is incapacitated. Hoping that's the case. Draw more enemy attention but become less likely to faint. Counter damage 20%. Okay, it's not the best accessory. This would be the accessory that I'd probably skip, to be honest. Plus 10 to light, resistant to blind. Yes, that's good because she needs that, but the trait, nothing crazy. You are getting more counter damage, which could be useful. draw more enemy attention, less likely to faint, auto revive buff as well. Could be useful, but I'm probably going to skip that one. The other three I'd most likely go for. I think my favourite here is probably Crow's paid machine first of all, and then either Violet's paid weapon or Crow's accessory. Probably Violet's weapon and then this accessory last. That's probably what I would do. But continuous haste is pretty useful. But yeah, some pretty good paid equipments. Like I always say, for free to play, don't worry about it. But if you're considering getting either of these and you have both units, I'd probably recommend this first because there are not that many options. They're not actually weapons, machines. If you only have Violet, then probably get the sword because the accessory, I don't really care too much about this accessory. So yeah, I'd probably recommend both of their weapons first. But Crow's accessory is still pretty good. So yeah, that's the paid equipment. Pretty decent overall. Now, next thing is let's quickly look at the event rewards because I want to see what stuff we can get here. I'm hoping we can collect a 10-pool ticket, but I don't think we can because probably a lot more points that I have right now. So let's see, we get one ticket here, some souls, more material stuff. More souls, more tickets. I want those tickets. Where is the temple ticket? We can't get it yet, which is sad. Prisms, it's at 92,000. Sad. I don't think we can get that today, so that's annoying. Because it might have saved a few pulls, it might have... That's a lot of points. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. But yeah. I kinda need 92,000. I could farm that today, but I think it's like 320 points per stage is not much at all unless you're doing tour stages, which, you know, we'll see how things go. If it goes terribly wrong, we might go in the event and try and farm these points real quick as soon as possible. And I know how to do that, it's just if I can actually manage that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to collect all of this real quick. There you go. And we're going to move on to summons now. If it goes well and we get both units, then great. If we don't get the units, then I'm probably going to go into the event and try and speedrun it and get as many points as I can by just doing tours. I don't know if we can manage that, but we'll see. So, we don't have any part 1 tickets, we don't care about that. Part 2 tickets, we've got a few of these, we've got 6. We'll use all of those. I'm just hoping for both units. Not expecting anything from tickets, but... Thoria is a good sign and it's a gold as well, and everyone showed up, but I've been trolled many times, so I'm not going to be trolled again. Is there going to be a red here? If we get something new, I'll be quite happy, but again, don't get your hopes up. There is a red, so I'm happy about that. It is an arc, which I'm not happy about, because remember when I said I didn't care much about this limited arc? 2. Nothing new, obviously. Well, tickets again, never lucky. Never lucky at all. So, the plan is, my plan, I'm going to be doing this first. I'm going to be doing most of the step gacha. We're going to be seeing what the luck is like. If it's terrible, then we're going to try and go into the event and see how fast we can get some points. Maybe we'll stop at like, I don't know, 50, 75. Because if I get 75, then I'll have enough for the paid equipments that I want. So we're going to be doing these. seeing how it goes. If it goes terribly wrong, goes to the event, and hopefully gets the however many points I need. It's quite a lot. 20,000? I think so. Well, it's less than that. 12,000-ish. There's a red, that's surprising. But it was nothing. Man. We gotten 3 reds already, but they're all dupe SSR arcs, which is very sad, because my luck in this collab hasn't been the best. My part 1 luck was alright, but it could have been better. Always can be better, but nobody showed up again. Well, skip is no reds here. Guaranteed no reds, obviously. Can't complain yet. I can, but I don't want to yet. This is kind of bad if I were to. So I'm hoping we get both units. If we get the arc along the way, then that's great, but I'm hoping we don't get many. If we get the LR arc first, and we get an LR dupe, I'm gonna be real upset and annoyed at the same time. Zekis, if it's a blue, skip. There's a red, it is new, and it is one of the units, I believe. Crow. I'm glad it didn't turn green. This is the first time I'm glad that it's not green. I'm happy about that, because we got one already, which is a good sign. That's a very good sign. That's a great sign. There's Crow. We're going to be looking at him later. We'll look at him later on. Now all we need is Violet. Hopefully we get her soon. In the next, let's say after 4 temples, if we get her in 4 temples or less, that's going to be incredible luck, but if not, I don't expect it to happen. If we get a Crow dupe, then pure pain. Imagine getting Crow, Violet, and the Ark in the same temple. That would be incredible luck. I'm sure there's at least one person that's had that happen to them. This one doesn't seem that good so far unless there's at least 2 or 3 animations. If there's 1 or 0, then there's not going to be any reds here at all. Even if there's 2, might not be any reds. If there's 0 animations, I'm just going to skip it. Yeah, there's a skip from me. I knew it. Well, we can't guarantee, we can't expect a red every single 10 pull, you really can't. So, that's the first temple. I'm hoping we don't have to. What we could do is, if we did all the laps, we get a guaranteed unit select ticket. But I don't want to have to do that, I really don't. So here's the second temple. Who's going to show up this time? Is it going to be Zekis? I have a feeling it might be. No, Taria, don't be a blue. It's another blue, damn it. Well, Zekis showed up with Taria. Maybe that's more luck than the Lebet gave us. Please give us 2 or 3 animations. Don't give us 0. There's 1 at least. 2, 3. Come on, you can't say that there's no red. You can't. There you go. Violet, maybe. There's only 1 red, but is it something new? No, it's not. But I'm glad it's not Crow, because that would have been unfortunate. The luck has been kind of average. It's been alright so far. I guess it's been good. It's been good because we've gotten a decent amount of reds so far, but could always be better, could always be worse. Let's go again. We'll do 1 more after this, and then use a few fruit crystals, and then see how we're doing. Who's going to show up this time? It's always a gamble. Tharia, don't be a blue. We've seen many blues. There's a blue. I need the animations here, come on. I'm feeling 2 animations. Nope, that's no reds. I knew it. game is a troll, man. Believe me. It is. Well, we're gonna do one more with paid crystals, and then a few with free crystals, and then go to training space, and then probably event. We'll see. Because I do want to get some of the paid equipments at least. Probably the 3 that I was thinking of. The rear. Is it going to be gold? Yes. I'm going to press this button, and I'm going to expect there to be at least one red here. I'm not looking at this. Come on, don't be a troll game, please don't. I can't tell. Nothing. Great. Well, at least we got a red, but not what we're looking for, is it? So how many paid credentials do we have right now is what I want to know, because I don't want to have to do all of my paid crystals if I can help it. I'm going to do like 2 of these. I do have a few free crystals. I haven't bought that many recently. Come on, this one has to be. I'm feeling 1 red here. Or 1 or 2. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Or am I feeling nothing? Just a big troll in the void that is. Yep, that is a joke. 1 more. Zekis, don't be a blue. It's bad, it's bad. Only 1, I don't think there's a red, I'll check, but there's not, I knew it. Well, the free crystal seems to be giving me less luck than free paid crystals, which always happens, it always happens. Well, let's go to trading space. And just check where we're at so far. So we're at 51, which means we can get 2 of these. If I want to do, I do kind of want these 3, so I think we should do at least 2 more temples with paid crystals, and then we'll stop with paid crystals there, and then we'll do the event. I think that's the plan here. That is the plan. So hopefully we get Violet right here, or the next temple. If not, then we may be here for a little bit longer. Gold, red, blue, no. 3 animations please, that's all I'm asking for, and a red. It's only 1 really. It's a red though. 1 red at the end, what is it gonna be? Obviously, another arc, which we've gotten so many of at this point. Another Megalodon. It's the 2nd Megalodon dupe. I haven't got that many Megalodons, kinda rare for me. Okay, the last temple for here. After this, we will be doing probably the event, because I want to try and save some crystals if I can help it. I really don't want to have to pity Violet. Gold. Don't be a troll. Please don't. You have to give a red. You just have to be Violet. Game. It's a troll. But it still gave us a red. 1 or 2. 1. And it's nothing again. Why am I getting so many arcs? I get so many arcs. It's kind of ridiculous how many arcs. Okay, I'm gonna go to the event now, and then we'll come back to Summers in a bit, because I want to get that temple ticket if I can. So I don't know if I will be able to, but maybe I have enough materials to do it. We're not going to be doing any part 2 stuff probably. So the fastest way to get points is heists. Now you may be thinking, well, you're not doing any stages from heist, where you unlock stages from heist, which give you more points than the normal stages. So I'm going to be hoping that we get lucky from these tours, and it gives us... Nope. Any of the multiplayer stages I'm not doing. I'm only doing the solo stages. I should unlock these... Yeah, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm just gonna try and get as many points as I can. If we get that temple ticket, the temple ticket could give us the luck that we need. Or it could just give us nothing, it could be a waste of our time, but it's worth trying. There's another multiplayer stage, just because that sucks. There are some good tour stages, but it's random. I really wish there was a better way to get points in this event, because you need a lot of points. Labyrinth upgrade. I think that's what we're looking for. See, I don't know if it's just me or if the internet's been gradually getting worse over the stream. I don't know why. I have no words to describe what's going on. Okay. So here's a few tips. You want to put the collab units in the same team, because if you are skipping doing these fast heists, then you get the bonus rewards every time. So I'm going to be doing this as many times as I can, and we'll be getting a lot of rewards from this, and hopefully not the multiplayer stages, because the multiplayer stages, I'm not doing those. So I'm going to switch out Lansfield for the other collab unit that we got, Crow, which is great. We're just looking for Violet so far. There you go. Now you're going to give another bonus drop. And we're going to keep speeding through this. Use all of these, see how many things we get. I'm really hoping we get lucky from these tours, because if not, I'm not going to be able to get the points for that temple ticket. That's the main thing I'm looking for. Damn it. We've only gotten one so far, that's kind of sad. Let me just do the one that we've gotten so far. We will be showcasing Crow, probably Violets, once we get to it a bit later. So if I do this stage, I can switch you out now. If I do the stage, you're going to see it's going to give us a lot of points. Hopefully. Let's just speed through this. Don't mind the lag, it's fine. So, how much points do we get from this? Should be getting... I know there's a stage that gives us like 3,000. Yeah, this gives us only 800. There's a different stage which gives us more than that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to manage getting these points, but I want to get that temple ticket, because if I were to do all the pulls now, right, I would be getting a temple ticket later on, which would then, I might get dupes from that ticket, who knows. Well, let's just carry on with this. At least we got a few points. Because these don't give that many, do they? Yeah, I'm definitely going to need the luck. I've done a few pulls already, but haven't finished yet. I don't have that many free crystals left. I mean, I do, but not the amount that I usually have. I was at 90,000 when the stream started, so I'm below that now, which is unfortunate because I always like being at 20,000. Well, 90,000 and having 30,000 paid, because then you can afford both types of pity. Yeah, I don't think we're going to manage to get this temple ticket. I really want the ticket. Well, at least you got something from the tickets, right? Because I haven't got anything from the tickets. I got 2 reds from tickets, and they were just art dupes. Again, and again, and again, many times. We got so many art dupes, it's very sad. But at least we have one of the units. I was hoping our luck would be better, because the rates are higher, but apparently not. Apparently that's not how it works. I'm just going to be using all of my skips. Labyrinth Jewels 1. Why can't I get the damn stages that I need? I need to get to 92,000 points. I'm only at 80,000. Well, maybe we will be doing some of the event stages just to see how much points we can get from that, but I have a feeling if I want to get those points, it might take a long time. Why am I only getting multiplayer stages? I didn't get this before. I used to get a lot of solo stages, but now I don't. Well, I got one, but it only gives 800. There's another stage which gives a lot of points. I don't know which one it is, but we need 12,000 points. Get a temple ticket, and then this temple ticket could potentially give us something. Could potentially give us Violet or the Arc, I'm hoping. Then, if it gives us Violet, then we can stop. If it gives us the Arc, then great. Then we can continue for Violet and have everything. But, we'll see. Since we have 3 collab units now, we'll be getting more event points, so maybe that'll be enough. Labyrinth upgrade again is better than nothing. Let's just use the rest of these skips, and then we'll do the solo stages, try and get as many points as we can. I didn't think that the point requirements were going to be so high for part 2, I thought it was going to be lower than this. I thought I already had enough, because I had like 70,000 or something. Labyrinth upgrade, good, good. That's another 800 points that we can get. I think there's like a treasury stage, isn't there? I think that might be the one. We haven't gotten that yet. Okay, we can only do like 2 more. I think the cubes are kind of trash. Especially for people like me that have played this game for so long. The materials you get from the cubes are just very rubbish. I don't need those materials because I've already got hundreds and thousands of them already. But I guess it can be useful. The one with books in is just a joke, really. Well, one more skip. And then we'll start getting as many points as we can. I think we have a few... Yeah, 72. We can definitely get the enough points we need. It's just how much time it's going to take. Okay. Well, we're going to be focusing on this event until we get 92,000 points. Hooray. Come on. Give me something good this one. It's the last one. You have to. Yep. Labyrinth upgrade again. 5th one. I'll take it. Because that's some points at least. Okay, now let's do these things. Try and get the points we need. I guess we might as well do the new stages. Because maybe they'll give more points, who knows. So we can do this 5 times, which is pretty good. Doesn't matter who we use. And we'll just speed through this. Once we get that temple ticket, we'll do summons until we get Violet. And then we'll showcase both units. That's the plan. So I'm thinking that Crow and Violet could potentially both be good in Arena. Especially Crow, because he's non-attribute and has long-range attacks. Could be strong for Arena. I'm definitely going to be trying out both units in Arena. I've already tried out Joker and Morgana in Arena. They're pretty decent, but I would say they both definitely need incredible amounts of damage to be able to do good in Arena. But I think Crow may be different because he's non-attribute and long range. Violet may also be a bit different because her skill 3 hits incredibly fast, and she's also long range. And something else. Eliza's Anima minus 20 light resistance to all enemies could be good with Violet in Arena. I want to try that out at least. That could be fun. There's 800 more points. 800 per stage is not terrible. You still need a lot of points though. I am kind of liking Joker's skill 3 a lot more than I did before. I think it's pretty fast, has decent hit counts too. Isn't that bad in Arena, it's just kind of like a weird area. Let's keep going. We must get those points as soon as possible. I'm trying to do it as fast as I can. I can't do it any faster than this. Trust me. I'm trying. Really trying. But I know it's going to get more difficult once we run out of these tour stages, probably. So how many do we have left? I think like one more. Probably. But we do have a lot of orb recoveries, so that will be fine. It just might take a while. It's worth it, trust me. Or it could be worth nothing. I swear, if that temple ticket gives us 0 reds, I'm just going to be incredibly disappointed. And hate everything forever. Yeah, that's those. We should have at least a few more points now, but still need quite a few more. Yeah, it's probably like 4,000 points there. Yeah. So we're getting closer. We need like 8,000 more to get this temple ticket. And trust me, it's worth doing. For free-to-play players or anyone who wants to potentially save crystals, it's always worth trying to. I guess I might as well do these stages now. Sure, why not? Oh yeah, I know what I should do is this. Give him dual wield, because nobody has dual wield apparently. Now how much points is this going to give? Probably not many at all, but... Five waves? Why is it 5 waves? At least we got V, he's going to make it easy. A lot faster. Because I could put like a V or Roy in my team, but then I'm losing points, so I can't do that. It's the easiest way to do stages. I swear you better give me like at least 1,000 points from this, or probably just gonna give me 500 or something stupid. I don't like how I have to wait once I've killed everything. $200 points. 200 points. Yeah, very low. I don't know why the amount of points you get from these stages is so low. I don't have any more skips for tour stages, so... But what I can do is buy more. Well, I kind of expected this to happen, but... I think my headset needs charging. Great. Well, if I go to training space real quick and check, I think you can buy, I think the compasses are for skipping stages. You can buy these. It's not even worth doing. You can't even get that many. Well, I'm just gonna do these. Or should I? It's taking so long at this point. Maybe these gives more. What gives you? Does anyone know which one gives the most points? Because I'm not sure. Maybe these are harder and they actually give more once you unlock them. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm really hoping that's the case. Well, we'll see. I need to get my damn charger out now. Really great job, game. Did you really do that? Game doesn't want me to get points, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Well, maybe we'll just continue summons, because I think it would take us like another half an hour or so to get that points, wouldn't it? It would take so long. I know. Continue. I swear, if this gives us hardly any points, I'm probably just gonna have to stop here because this is maybe I'll try it one more stage and we'll see. 200 points is just pathetic, it really is. So think of it like this, 5 waves, 200 points, I need 8,000, so that's a lot of stages. Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna have to pity Violet, aren't I? Sad. At least it means I'll have enough credentials to get everything, but that's not always a good thing. Maybe I'll just go through all these stages just to see what they are like, potentially. It also unlocks more tours stages, and that's okay, I guess. $200 points. Yeah. So every 5 stages would be 1,000 points. I have to do that 8 times. Yeah, that's too many. I can't do that. Let me see how many points this gives again, and then we'll probably just go back to summons and get Violets, which is the plan. because I don't think we can get that temple ticket right now. Because it's going to take too long if I were to do that. Yeah, these are 2 stages, 2 waves, so this could potentially be faster to getting points. So maybe this is a good option. Well, that usually happens at least once, trust me. I would say Violet's paid weapon is pretty good, but her paid accessory isn't really worth getting, in my opinion. I mean, it's decent, but not for damage. 20% more counter damage is only going to be useful once we know how good counter is. So this gives us 400, okay, that's better. I think I'm just going to do this stage as much as we can until we get the amount of points that we need, because it's only 2 waves and it gives us double the amount of points than the other stage does, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to be enhancing you because might as well get more XP while we're at it, and give you a few skills unlocked, and this is going to be a lot faster, double the amount of time. So no point doing crits. What do I need to unlock? Well, doesn't matter. So this should be fine. We should be able to get the temple ticket now. This stage is a lot better. It's probably a better stage once we unlock it later on, but I just want to get it out and done as soon as I can, so this is faster. 5 waves for 200 points. Pathetic. So bad. Only thing is I can't use a support to make it faster. Not that bad. Yeah, I still don't have Violet yet. I'm hoping the temple ticket gives us the luck to get Violet, but I don't expect it. Maybe it gives us the Arc. I'm hoping it gives us something new. If not, then this is not wasted time. It's still worth the chance to get something. That's all that matters, really. I know it's going to be all of this build up just to get nothing. I know that's going to happen. I think I have enough time. Got like an hour left, I think. Or even more than that. Have to leave at 1, which is in an hour and a half from now, so we're not going to be taking that long. That's fine. You can see Morgana's crits hit pretty hard, but his normal attacks kind of weak. Any normal hit doesn't hit very hard, but his crits pretty nice. Yeah, I think the accessory isn't bad, it's just if you want more damage there's better options. Actually, now I think about it, since it has an auto revive, it could stack with other revives. So for Arena, if you're using Violet, then you could have access to another revive on your team, which is very valuable. So I can see that being useful. Because there aren't that many accessories which give a revive. There's like 3. One from Collab, the Slime Collab, one from Great War of Ruin, and one from... there's one necklace thing. I think that's it. Obviously there's Decoy as well. And then you've also got Violet's paid accessory now adds another revive on top. could be good, you know. Does she have decoy as well as her paid accessory? That means she would have 2 revives. I don't know if she has decoy. I don't remember. It's very hard to remember every single skill on someone's kit until you've actually used them long enough. I think collab units especially, it's a lot harder to know, to remember what skills they have, because unique skills, you're not going to remember them, but skills that you see all the time, you're going to remember what those do. So every 3 times we do the stage, we get 1,200 points. Still need to do this a lot of times, but it's a lot faster. See, Violet could have a lot of revives, now you think about it. I personally like having a lot of revives on my arena teams, because it's very useful. And can be incredibly annoying. If you have someone like... What I've done in the past is, on my defense team, is I put on Roy, and I gave him 3 revives. Kinda deadly, because someone kills Roy, gonna come back 3 times. It's kinda funny, because maybe they don't expect him to come back, or they ran out of skill stocks, and Roy ends up using his skill 3 and kills everyone, you know. Situation like that. Or you put all of the revives on, like a Thuria, and then she heals everyone. Also annoying. You don't need it on Gorm because he hardly dies. Any DPS unit could be useful. On your attack team, this is also useful. You need at least 1 or 2 revives, because if not, you're going to do very bad. Even though Decoy 7 SC, I still think it's worth putting on, just because sometimes you can go up against someone using like a Mikasa or any higher DPS unit, and you could end up killing your units, then you revive and it's fine. So how many points do we have now? I just want to check, because I like checking. Yeah, that is another thing, is if you're killing someone and they revive, they get the stars back, so that is also a way to abuse things. So I need 5,000. Okay, so which means we need to do 15 more, I think, about. That's gonna be a while. So how much energy? There's a lot of math. I always find it annoying when I'm attacking. If you're attacking like a very tanky team and they have so many revives, it's just the worst thing. I try and do that too. I think my defense is pretty good, but obviously can't have a perfect defense. I just like having a defense that lasts long enough. If defense lasts long enough, I feel like I've accomplished everything I wanted to. Haven't been doing that much arena or anything lately. Just been playing too much Genshin Impact, to be honest. but it is still fun to build these units. I have been building the Part 1 units quite a lot. Maybe I should just keep track of how many I'm doing, then I know when I should finish up. So I've done 1 so far. We need to do like, let me count till 14 and then we'll see how many points we have. Should have enough at that point, I believe. Or maybe I'll just be really close, we'll see. If you've never tried like Glass Record, or if you managed to get Keen Eye skill from the new Limited Art, it's the first time you're using that type of skill, I recommend using it on Sarah if you have her. You must try it out. You're gonna have so much fun. Because you can just spam Keen Eye or Glass Record. Gives everyone so much SET. You can basically just spam skills forever as long as you have enough MP. It's so good. I used to use Glass Record all the time before I had Honey Elixir and Apple Pie as well. I've been using Honey Elixir a lot more often on most units. It's pretty good. Units like Shift Roland is pretty good with Honey Elixir and Glass. Goddess Kiss, Honey Elixir combination on Shift Roland's pretty good. His healing on his skill 2 isn't that bad, it's just I would have preferred another DPS skill instead. So how do I want to build Crow? I haven't decided yet. I'm just doing this for the points, but I'm learning a few things now just because I can. I should probably do more of the maze, but I don't feel like it. I'm probably going to end up losing top 10, but at this point, it's way too much of a commitment. I should care about that rainbow thing. Banner. I really want that rainbow banner. Top 50 is quite easy though. Someone like me. So that's number 4. We need to do like 10 more. And we should be pretty close at that point. So next week is Time Trials, which is part 3 of this collab. And then the week after that would be the next unit, is probably another DOH unit. I don't remember the roadmap. Maybe I have that somewhere. But there is going to be a new story at some point. Looking forward to it. Yeah, here it is. So it's currently June. In June there's going to be new guild content. And then next month, between July and September, there's going to be more story and the LC Pass subscription thing. So that's one thing to look forward to. I have no idea what the guild feature is going to be. I'm hoping it's some kind of guild raid boss, because I would love that so much. Like a guild raid boss that lasts a week or 2 weeks, and your goal is to do as much damage as possible with the right team or something. I don't know. I just like raid bosses. I don't like guild wars. I like raid bosses more. They're always fun. Trying to do as much damage as possible. Pretty good. But we have no idea what the guild content is going to be this month. No idea when it's going to be either, just this month. Could be like next week, could be any time, we don't know. I think this is the sick one now. I think we're about halfway into the stages now. I really hope we get something from these tickets. If not, then whatever, but it's worth trying. Because I did actually get a dupe of one of the Part 1 units from a ticket. I did one ticket, and I got another Morgana. It was kind of sad, but it was okay. It's just I would have preferred if I used those tickets earlier, you know. This is what I would recommend most free-to-play players to do. Don't spend crystals until you've gotten all the tickets first. I know there's tickets in the login, but waiting till the last minute is not something I can do, because it's just not fun to me. Because if you get a unit when the next unit is just about to come out, it just feels like it's not new anymore, so why do I care, you know? I think it's number 8. We have enough energy for this is fine. We'll get to the more interesting stuff once we got these points, trust me. It's worth waiting for, or just come back once we're done. I don't mind. Or if you're in the future, you can always just skip this part, because this is the least interesting part to me. Probably to everyone, but it's fine. I've still got enough time, so I don't mind spending this time doing this. I'm gonna check how many we're at now, just because I'm impatient. Should be getting a lot closer now, at least, right? Or it's, yeah, 90, almost 91, that's pretty good. That's quite close, we only need to do a few more. So how many more? 3 more, I think. So we'll do that. And then we'll do the final summons till we get Violet. And then start building the units and showcasing them, which will be more interesting. Always looking forward to that. That's like the most fun part. I mean, I do enjoy the summons, just when it goes bad, it's painful. I'm sure everyone gets that. I do like how these units have good skill stocks, pretty useful. Having high skill stocks is always helpful, because then you benefit more from SET, mostly Honey Elixir. Makes it more valuable. So I think if we do 2 more, we should be there. And then we can use a temple ticket and hate everything. Like always. Why'd you do that? I don't know why it does that. Well, it's not going to take that long to open it back up again. It's just being dumb. Maybe because it's emulator. At least it's better than what it was before. And we can continue. Just waste a few seconds. Game really doesn't want me to get those tickets, does it? It's making me work for those tickets just to give me 2 golds. That's what I think is going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I get something, but if you don't have hope, then you can't get disappointed. No more crashing. I do have the Steam version already updated, so we can always switch to that later on, once we get to stuff. I think one more is enough, I believe. I don't like seeing myself below 100,000 crystals. It won't be for long. Yeah, I have Morgana built as well, but he's just not hitting that hard. Not hitting that hard at all. It's only his crits, which don't even hit cap. Against these enemies, which they have a resistance to earth, don't they? Yeah, 25, that makes more sense. That explains a lot. And also Joker has Slayers. That's why he hits cap all the time. Because he's got Slayers. So I think we should have enough points now. If not, then it's like one or two more. Then we should be there. That was a thing that we did that was painful. But at least I wasn't by myself doing that, because that would have taken ages. Still did take ages. But it's worth it. I bet it's not. At least we get to do, you get to see me do at least one more temple. That's what you get out of it. So be grateful, at least, hopefully. So, how much points do we have? We should have enough, right? Yep, there you go, perfect. Now, we cannot touch this event for the rest of the stream. We don't have to touch it anymore. Okay. Now let's go back to summons until we get Violet. That's the plan. If it goes terribly wrong, if the game loads, if it goes terribly wrong, then we'll probably do step gacha, which means that we'll be able to get the credentials to get all the paid equipment stuff. I'm gonna have to close the game, aren't I? Well, I'll be back in a second. Why are you doing that? There you go. I do like these wallpapers that I made. There you go. Don't be stupid, please. I did all that work just for this temple ticket. Here we go. The final summons of the whatever you want to call it is going to be right here. We need the luck. Really do. If not, then I can't do anything more than I'm doing right now. It's been a lot of work for this temple ticket. Hopefully everyone else has good luck as well. Because collabs are always a good place to get units that you may like more than normal units that we get in this game because of collabs. I'd probably say the Devil May Cry and Nier collab are definitely my two favourites. Nier because it's my favourite game, probably. Okay, so let's use this temple ticket. I swear you better at least give me a red. If you give me 2 golds, then I predicted that would happen. Because I can tell the future. And it's proven right here. If I get 2 golds, I can predict the future. If not, it's probably going to be 3 golds. Oh, really? Well, all of this work just to get nothing. How would you like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 golds. Well, it's the opposite of what I thought. Pretty much. I could use a few free crystals, but... Or I could just use paid crystals until we get what we're looking for. Let me just think about it. How many free crystals? We can use a few more free crystals because I'm going to be getting more of those paid. Okay. I'll do at least one more temple here because lap 3 does have higher rate up. A little bit. So maybe this temple is the last temple that we're going to do. Probably not. Maybe. Game. Zekis, don't be a blue, please don't. thanks, but it's only Zekers by himself. Well, it's going to strike, is it? It is. It's a red, but it is an arc, which could be good if it's the limited arc, but if not, then please be 2 reds and get violet. No. Well, sad. Another SSR dupe that we're gonna get today. Great. I think we've got enough credentials now, so we don't have to use more paid crystals if we don't want to. Probably gonna end up happening. See, this is the same as what we got on this one as well, so maybe that's enough. Haven't had a red show up from this animation in a while. I called it. I called it. I am a genie. Haven't had that happen in a while, have we? Well, at least we guarantee 1 red, but it doesn't mean anything else. It just means you get 1 red, it's probably an arc, isn't it? Units. Gonna be violet or not? We haven't got a unit. I'm not gonna say anything. There's 2 reds. It is something new, it is gonna be violet. I knew it. That is great. Yes, thank you. No, thank you. I'm glad you showed up. There's still 1 red, but I don't expect anything from that red. If it is the arc, that'd be great, but I'm glad we got violet. We got the 2 units now, so now we don't have to do any more summons, which is great. This is perfect. We've basically got everything. Apart from the arc. You were saying? Well, that's a pretty good temple. That's a pretty good temple. I didn't expect to get the arc, I really didn't. Well, that happens. Good timing. Okay, well, we're done. It was worth it. I'm glad I didn't use more paid crystals because we didn't need to pity anything. That was pretty good. Okay, we're done with the summons now. We don't have to do any more summons, which is perfect because we've gotten everything that we wanted. So yeah, thanks for being here. And anyone watching, I'm sure you're not mad at me right now. Please don't. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we've got a few things we're doing. I'm gonna quickly first check trading space, just to check how many summons we did do. So I think in part 1 we did 179, if I remember correctly. In part 2 we did 112, so our luck has gone up. And we've also got another temple ticket that we're gonna buy right now. And the rest are gonna be on Crimson Ore. There you go. Now we've got 1 more temple to give us. We don't need anything, but credentials, we can get the 3 that we're looking for. I wanted to get Crow's weapon, because that's 100% the main one I'm going to get. And then I'm also going to get Violet's weapon, because I think it's pretty good. And now I have a choice, but I think Crow's accessory is going to be good. I could go for Violet's accessory, because you get an auto-revive and stuff, but I think Crow's accessory is better, in my opinion, than Violet's accessory. I would like the auto-revive, but I only see myself using this in Arena, and that's it. If her counter ends up being good enough, then maybe. And also, I don't think this will be that amazing for Arena, because you want the units, you want the attacking team to focus on your Gorm, and not Violet. So this kind of ruins the whole point of having a Shift Gorm in your Arena team, because he takes all the aggro. So I'm gonna get Crow's accessory, because I really like this accessory. So I'm gonna get that and then we're done. I could get this, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna save the rest of everything that we got because we're done. Now we'll use the last temple to get. Well, I haven't collected the login rewards yet. Okay, well what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly switch over to the Steam version because we can do that now. Let's open it up. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, I can't really do any Knights and Dragons videos. I've been keeping track of it, trust me, I have. I haven't completely ignored it or anything. Knights and Dragons has had so many problems recently. I'm definitely not going to play it again, but sometimes I log in and do a few things. At least I didn't completely disappear, right? I'm still around. Like, a few people like Timmy Gamer and Dr. Redstone, they both disappeared off YouTube completely and everywhere. Haven't heard from them in months, in a long time. At least I'm still around doing things, you know. I can't do videos on Knights and Dragons, I really can't. There's no content. And it's a broken game. I mean, the only one thing I could do is do videos of how many bugs the game has. I'm just joking. Here's the last temple that we're doing. I don't need anything from this. This is just because. I would do videos of Knights and Dragons of like doing fusion events. Those would be fun. It's just I can't do that because I won't have the gems for it, and I'm not gonna buy any. And I don't know anyone that would give me their account just for the video. There's one red. We don't care what it is. Okay, we care a lot. That's why you use tickets. Okay, so that's all the sums we're doing. Now let's go and start showcasing both of those 2 units. And the Ark as well, so... Let's change this team. We'll be doing Crow first, and then Violet. So we'll do it one at a time. Do it one at a time. We'll go look at the Ark first. So let's look at the Ark. So this thing, I was hoping it was going to be better than what it was, but it's alright. It's going to be a very good Ark if you don't have Glass Record. If you don't have Glass Record, use this. It's going to be incredibly valuable to your account. But since I've already got Glass Record, I don't need this, but potentially other skills could be useful, but I don't see that much use for this. But I'm not complaining, I'm still glad that we got this here today. It was good. Missing out on limited units or arcs is always painful, especially arcs, the main thing. Because if you miss out on a collab arc, it may never come back in the future, or it may be like a few years, you never know. Because we haven't had a rerun of Devil May Cry collab yet, and I'm missing one of those arcs. Very sad. And also ReZero collab. We need a rerun of that as well. There's Keen Eye. I could try it out, but pretty much the same as Glass Record. So that's all I can level up this for now. Let's start focusing on Crow. So I could use a rainbow potion, but what I've been doing lately is been auto farming XP a lot. I can't guarantee that I have enough materials for this. I hope I do. I may be short on rainbow clusters. So what should we do next? Well, I'm gonna level you up to 60. I'm still saving these, by the way. Don't ask what for, because I have no idea. I'm going to balance these out, because I like saving some. Perfect. About halfway to level 47 is great. Takes ages to level up in this game. So I've already got one prism. Might as well use it. And now we will learn all the skills that we can. Hopefully I can learn all the skills for both units, because I may be running low. I need to farm more. If I have a look, we've only got 97 of these. Yeah, that was pretty lucky, not gonna lie, but it took us a while to get there. 112 summons in total, not including tickets. I would say we definitely got more lucky than part 1, but not the most luckiest I've been in ever. I think the most lucky I've been probably getting Senku from Dr. Stone Collab without a rate up from tickets. That was probably the most lucky I've been, and also getting Rem from Step Gacha was lucky as well. We did get Crow from Step Gacha, but then after that we got literally nothing but Arc dupes. And then we ended up getting that one temple with Violet and the Arc in the same temple was great, but I'm just glad we didn't have to pity anything, because that saves. Means we can save more for future units and arcs. It's gonna be great. Machine Mega Boost is gonna be nice. I don't think Violet has Giant Killing too, so that could be good to put on her. If you got the UR arc, which most people don't have. That's probably the most rare arc right now, is Holy War. Has to be, right? I still think none of these units are going to be close to Demon Lord Rimuru for Arena, but I still think they're going to be pretty strong. In my opinion, Demon Lord Rimuru is the best DPS in Arena. You can argue with me if you want, but you can't argue if you haven't tried it. With the builds that I've been using, so good. He does better than every single other DPS that I've used. Even better than Roy, arguably. Because he can actually... His S1 being able to pierce and being able to use it anywhere on the map. His skill 2 being able to pull in all the enemies. It just go good. I think that's everything. No, it's not. What are their wards? I didn't look at their wards yet. Hopefully more damage cap. That's the one thing I like seeing. Nope. Rubbish. We're missing one. Why? Where? So that's everything. Yeah, getting anything from tickets is going to be pretty lucky. I'm glad that they have been putting rate up tickets. So what I'm going to do is, I could showcase him without dual wield, but I don't think it's a good showcase if I were to do that. So what I'm going to be doing this time is I'm just going to go straight into putting on dual wield. Because he has both. The funny thing is, he has both sword high boost and machine mega boost, but he doesn't have dual wield. So all of these units kind of need dual wield, so I'm going to be putting on dual wield. Now what weapons would I recommend? Well, obviously his paid weapon is 100%. But if I have a look at other machine options, he's non-attribute, right? Other machine options, there aren't that many. This one, the only other option I can think, because non-attribute. And anything else, Tech Blade could be useful. And Mecha Cannon could be, but it's Thunder, so there isn't really that many. Could be good from events. So let's look at swords. There are a lot of swords, so you shouldn't worry about that. You should have a lot of swords. So he's non-attribute, remember that. Muramasa is going to be the best one. Or Scarlet Blade. Scarlet Blade could be nice, more damage cap. I'm probably just going to use Muramasa. I'll probably just use these two weapons. Because they're both non-attribute, which means you can put on you know, Honey Elixir and Goddess Kiss to get a lot of MP from these since they're both non-attribute. Accessories, pet accessory. But apart from that, anything that increases skill damage or SET could be good. More SET could be great. And I would probably put, since he's non-attributes, Equilibrium Spear. Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to go with this for now. This seems pretty good. And we're going to try this out by himself. Pretty good strength already. We're going to go with this. And what we're going to do, we're just going to go in with Council of 10 by himself and see what... Actually, I'm not. Well, I will actually. I'll do the thing that I usually do with Gen, Honey Elixir is a good showcase. And then I can also use the special, so we'll do that. But let's try him out, let's see how this goes. So both of these units in part 2 don't have any Slayers, I believe. I think one of them, Violet, may have like Sniper Slayer or something. So let's go into the stage, see how this goes. So we're just going to be trying him first, seeing what all the skills are like. But you'll see once I start using him that his skill 2 and skill 3 are quite slow. But he can probably still do decent damage, it's just slower. Which is still very important. Doing fast DPS is quite important. So let's see what is his skill stocks. 522, okay, isn't the best, really. I was hoping for 3 skill stocks of skill 3, but whatever. So let's try skill 1 first. It's alright. It's not this most spammer, was a bit slow. Skill 2 is actually okay. Skill 3, you can see it's quite slow. Kind of reminds you of Morgana's skill 3. He is hitting decent damage and he isn't break. Ooh, he isn't break? I didn't expect that to happen. Maybe he has decent break, I don't know. Let's see this. Obviously he doesn't have any awoken things yet. But I do like it. Now let's just finish him off. If I could. I do like it, it's just I wish the hits were faster. If you don't have any non-attribute unit, he's going to be incredibly useful. Well, he does seem pretty nice. I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to have a look at the break bar this time, because that was interesting. He could have decent break, which could be very useful. So I think I'm going to do the same thing, but with Treacherous Intent. And... okay. Yeah, more break on his paid could be nice with the axe that gives more break as well. And he also has a skill somewhere. Destroyer. So yeah. So I don't think he has a thing that changes Treacherous Intent to lost debuff automatically, or whatever it is, like the other units have. Let's just do this one more time. Or two more times, actually. His paid with the axe could be a good build for break. So what I'm going to do this time is I'll put Treacherous Intent on the boss, right? And hopefully put him in break. Let's see what his break's like. It didn't seem that bad because we did manage to put him in break last time. I mean, it is something, it's not the highest break I've seen. But again, I'm not putting a break arc on him. And they're just dying. Okay, I didn't expect. Now he's in break. He's got lost debuff. Now let's Honey Elixir and see how much damage it is now. Pretty good. He's dead. It does hurt my ears a little bit. Especially skill 3. The SCT is pretty good. Let's finish it off. Well, to be honest, he is hitting decent damage right here. But I do have quite strong equipment. This is only with dual wield, nothing else. So it's not bad. He does have some break, because most units I see don't put the boss in break. So that he could have decent break. He doesn't have breaker, so you could put... Okay, so let me look at something real quick. Royale has this skill right here, there. When hitting an attribute weakness, enemies more likely to defend and break plus 50%. Crow can't benefit from this because he's non-attributes. So you can't use this for more break on him, which kind of sucks because he's non-attribute. So what I want to do this time, I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible. So the plan here is to do super damage builds. So we're going to use DXR for break. And use a Sarah support. Hopefully. And then we're going to go in with this. We're gonna see how this goes. I guess I don't need Theopolis, do I? We're gonna see how this goes. And watch the damage this time. I'm quite interested. So Treacherous Intent on the boss. And then Honey Elixir on you. I need to remember how to do this because there's a lot of stuff going on. And we're gonna try and break you. Almost. Just good enough. Now we'll break you. And then, now watch the damage. It should be good. So focus on the boss. How much damage is skill 3 gonna do? 40, 30k. That's pretty good. I like seeing those numbers. There's so many numbers going on that I don't know what I'm seeing. Well, that was pretty good against the boss when he was in loss. Debuff. We're setting some pretty good numbers. Obviously, I wasn't managing to hit his cap yet because this is his base skills. Crow obviously needs more damage than just these that I'm giving him right now. But that seemed pretty good. Not gonna lie, it wasn't the fastest. It was quite slow, but yeah. I still like that. So I guess that's that. He seemed pretty good so far. Now let's have a look at Violet's, which I'm quite interested in as well. So let's build you. Hopefully we have enough materials for that. I really need the Sun Vessel event to come back. That would be great, because I kind of need the materials at the moment. So I'm hoping they bring that back. Let's level you up a few times. That's good enough. And now let's learn everything we can. Should be able to get everything here. Hoping so. The ward. Whatever. At least it stacks more damage. So we've got 66 rainbow clusters. We're getting low on those. I've been trying to get more, it's just kind of difficult to get those when there's not a Sun Vessel event going on. Auto haste is great. Now it's going to be interesting to try and see what a counter is like, but it's going to be kind of difficult to test that really. Would be interesting to know how it works in arena. If she can survive long enough. Probably not. Or if enemy uses a skill and she counters if it flinches the enemy. I don't know much about counter. Like Mega Drive. So I don't think she has Giant Cannon 2, that we could learn that on her. If she didn't have like Mega Drive, you could learn that too if you had that UR. I always like, what I like seeing now is if a unit doesn't have specific skills that increases damage cap but has different ones instead, then I can give the unit even more damage cap by adding the things that they don't have, you know. That's a very good skill. So I know for sure Violet's damage cap is lower than Crow's, but she has higher, her skills are faster, that's pretty much it. I think skill hit count is, for a skill 2 at least, is higher. Well, here's the thing about the arc. The arc, I talked about it earlier, but if you don't want to go back and see that, then the arc, I think the main thing about the arc is Keen Eye skill. If you don't have Glass Record, then it's going to be an incredibly valuable arc just for Keen Eye. But if you already have Glass Record, then that arc isn't going to be very useful, I think. Everything else about that arc, I don't see that much use for it yet. But Keen Eye is pretty much the main skill for that arc. So I would say most people trying to go for the arc should be people that don't have Glass Record, because I don't see that much value anywhere else in that arc. Even though we did manage to get it, I'm glad that we got it, because anything new, something useful, you know. And maybe there's some things that I'm not aware of right now that I'll figure out later that I can see some use for, but right now, just Keen Eye. And the trait doesn't give any damage cap, so I probably wouldn't use it. That's everything. We did have enough materials for that, which was nice. So now let's have a look at equipment. So she can equip Sword and Machine. Great. So she doesn't have dual wield, I haven't learnt it either, so that's going to be a thing that we're going to need to do in a minute. So obviously, Paid Sword is probably one of the best swords you can have on her. If you don't have that, then there's some other better swords you can put on. There's so many good swords, especially light ones. There are a few good light ones. Scarlet Blade if you want more damage cap. Basically all of the normal swords. I have been liking this. I've been using this on Shift Roland. For machines, Trishula is the main one. Put on Trishula. It's going to be great on her because she is light attribute as well. So if you put on, I always forget the names. Goddess Kiss, then she's going to benefit from that even more if you put on Trishula. That's really the only machine I can recommend. Maybe like a few other ones, but there's not really that many other good machines. So probably just Trishula and any other good sword you have. And then for accessories, basically the same damage, skills, Memorable Relief, anything good. Put on more speed. Basically, I would put on the same accessories for Violet than that thing. I'll be back in a minute. Well, there you go. Just had a phone call, I'm back now. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this event. I know I said I wasn't gonna touch this event again, but I need to teach Violet dual wields right now. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then we'll showcase her. I showed a few accessories that I would use on her. Those are basically the ones that I would always gonna use. So, what am I doing? This. And dual wields. Here we go. And we're just going to learn dual wields and then start showcasing her. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully my game is not going to lag incredibly, because you'll see. His S2 has some decent range actually. Quite nice. I don't like the range of the skill 3 though, it could have been more than that, really. I think they're just trying to avoid doing another one like Roy, because his skill 3 was kind of broken. Which is sad, because I would like to see more like that. Because it would be funny. So that should be enough for dual wield right now. And then we can equip the second weapon, which is probably going to be Machine Trishula, yeah. Definitely Trishula. I think all of these units have the potential to be good SCT batteries for Honey Elixir. Pretty much any unit in the game can do that, but let's put that on. There you go. Now second weapon. So machines. Trishula, boom, there you go. So I'm gonna use this for now. I think this is good. If you want more speed, you could always just put Mint Pro Relief on for even more speed. That would be fun. But right now I'm just gonna use this because it's good enough. And we're gonna see how she does like this. Strength isn't as high, I can see that. But she does have more ints because she does have this. So, does she have any slayers? I keep that in mind just to remind myself. Oh, good. Okay. Well, let's go back into that stage and try her out now and see what damage she does. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I personally, so far, think Violet is going to be a little bit better, just because I like DPS. That's the main reason. If she has 3 skill stocks of a skill 3, that's going to be incredible, but if it's 2 as expected, 1's going to be sad, but I don't think it's going to be 1. So let's go in and try this out. So what skill stock do you have? Crow had 522. Are you going to be the same? Maybe. 532. Okay. Well, it's better than 522, that's for sure. I'm happy about that. That's alright. So let's try out skill 1 first. They do have weakness to light, so keep that in mind. Minus 50. Skill 1. All of their skill 1s seem similar. It's alright. It's good. Now skill 2. This is where it gets a bit more crazy. See how fast that is. Now watch this skill 3. Oh, she got flinched, you annoying. Let's do that again. Damn it. Do it. You see how fast this is? I like this. Great stuff. Well, her normal attacks seem pretty good too. Cool. Wait. Okay. Well, I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. Even though her damage numbers weren't that high. Her... Because she's not even built yet. I'm gonna do that one more time. Her skill 3 is incredible. Because it's really fast. And her skill 2 as well. There's a little bit of downtime between her spamming skill 3, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Let's try and group them up a little bit. Skill 3. Look at that. See, look at the amount of hits in the top left corner when I use a skill 3. 30 hits that fast is incredibly good. Well, they're all dead. Well, I like that. I think Violet and Crow were hitting kind of similar numbers, but Violet, the enemies have a minus 50 light resistance, so remember that. So now let's try even more damage. This is gonna be fun. Kinda wanna... Okay, we'll do the same as we did last time. U... DXR... Perfect. This time I'll use Theophilus and Sarah. So we're gonna try this. It's gonna be kind of similar. I expect this is definitely gonna do a lot more damage than what Crow is doing because Violet is light and they have minus 50 light resistance, and I'm probably gonna use Theophilus. So there you go. The minus light resistance is really gonna do it though. So she might hit cap, she might not. We're gonna see how it does, but let's go with this. This is gonna be quite interesting. I will use Theophilus to group them together. I think that'll be good. Because they're just all gonna melt instantly. I expect that to happen. I didn't put on Treacherous Intent yet. Let me do that before I forget. There you go. Now let's do this. And now watch this. Guys, the 10. Theophilus. And now I'm going to spam the skill 3. See how fast they get melted. This is going to be great. Oh. That is fun. That's a lot of damage. I didn't know, how fast did the boss die right there? He got melted in like almost one skill 3. That was great. I didn't even see the numbers, I couldn't see the numbers. But yeah, that's why I personally prefer Violet right now from the testing that I've done so far, I think Violet is the better DPS for sure, but Crow's going to be the better overall because he can be used for more content since he's non-attributes. Going to be more useful for newer players too, but I think this collab isn't that free-to-play or that newer player friendly because you need Sandworm for dual wield. If you have that, these units are going to be incredibly good. So yeah, that's what I think so far. I guess that's all I'm doing for this stream. So what do I think of these units right now? Well, so Crow, I think is a pretty good unit. He's definitely going to be strong. Obviously, I still need to build them fully. This is just from testing with their base skills and with dual wield and with some good equipment, and that's it. So what I think so far, Crow is going to be a good unit. I don't know what his damage is going to be like once he's got all of the damage up skills and everything and how he's going to perform, but he isn't the fastest DPS, but I still think he's going to be very solid. Not because you could try and compare him to like Ardeen or Demon Lord Rimuru, but they're both good at their own things, you know. Demon Lord Rimuru being good at arena, putting enemies together, doing a lot of hits with skill 1 and stuff like that. Being a long range, non-attribute units. And Crow does have some long distance units. Let me go back to Ardeen. Ardeen's skill 2 is incredibly fast. Crow isn't going to be like that. Ardeen's more for DPS. And his skill 3 is pretty good too, but Ardeen's skill 2 is not going to compare to Crow. Ardeen's DPS is probably going to be better, but for Crow, he does have higher damage cap, that's the thing. So potentially he could be better because he's got more damage cap. I don't know. But obviously against bosses that are in Lost Debuff is going to be very strong. I think his damage cap without Lost Debuff is around 30,000-ish. So his damage cap's pretty high. Kind of a little bit above average, I would say. But how fast his skills are quite slow. That's the thing. I think it's going to be pretty good and definitely good for people that don't have a non-attribute unit. If you don't have a non-attribute DPS unit, you're definitely going to want to try to get him if you can. Now, Violet is another light DPS unit, I know, but if you ignore the fact that she's light, her skill 2 and skill 3 are just so incredibly fast. I think that's the main reason why she's going to be good. And I haven't even done anything with counter yet, so I don't know how good she's going to be with counter. That's another thing. She could be potentially really good with counter, but I don't know yet. It's going to be down to testing. But I think as a DPS unit, Violet's going to be probably on the top end in terms of DPS. Maybe not comparable to like melee and units like Levi and stuff, but her skill 3 is so fast, and her skill 2 is pretty fast too. And they're both long range. I just think it's going to be pretty good for DPS. And apart from that, she could be pretty good for surviving since she's got a lot of damage mitigation skills and counter. That's going to be down to testing, but so far, I think these are both solid units. Even part 1 units like Joker and Morgana, all of these units, I personally think they're pretty strong. I can't really say that one is the best. I can't really say anyone is better than another one. I can only really say that they all do different roles, they all do different things, and they're both all going to be good at their own thing. Some people were underwhelmed with Morgana, but that's just because you shouldn't be looking at Morgana in terms of DPS. If you only look at DPS, you're going to be disappointed with a lot of units. Support units are very valuable. We should never underestimate support units and healers like that. So I think that's all I can say about this collab, really. And these units, I think they're pretty good. I guess I could talk a little bit about the arcs. Which arc do I think is better? Well, let me just double check because I'm not sure myself. Well, I personally feel like, yes, this arc is definitely going to be the most valuable for people that don't have Glass Record. If you do have Glass Records, this arc is probably going to be more useful for you because the trait, having a chance to get an item when defeating a boss, 1 per boss, sounds pretty good. I don't know what the chance is, but I've been using it and I just feel like it's useful, and I think this arc is going to be more useful than this one if you already have Glass Record. If you don't, then this Arc's gonna 100% be better for your account. So yeah, that's everything I can say really. I think I've gone through everything that I can, and hopefully, if you've been saving your pools for now, hopefully you've decided on what you want. If not, then maybe think about it a little bit more and then decide on if you want to pull or not. It always depends on your accounts, keep that in mind. But if you don't have Glass Record, I'd highly recommend it. At least try to pull on part 2. And if you get something new, then that's great. Maybe save the rest for something in the future, who knows, but it depends on how badly you want this collab. But yeah, the stream is pretty much finishing now. I've basically done everything I wanted to, so it's been about 2.5 hours. You could always watch this as a video later on if you want to. I mean, pity for the Arc, it depends. I would say potentially yes. It's kind of a similar situation to Honey Elixir and Apple Pie. It's a similar situation to that because Glass Record is a little bit below Honey Elixir probably in terms of how good it is, but it's still one of the top skills in the game. So Key Knight, I don't know if it's better or the same, exactly the same. It seems exactly the same as Glass Record. If you don't have Glass Record, probably worth pitying it, but it depends on if you're willing to do that and if you feel like it's going to be useful for you. But if you have someone like Sarah, because let me just show you this. What I used to do was use Thoria and use Glass Record on her. It was incredibly good. Now what I think is the best is if you have Sarah, if you have Sarah or Thoria, but I think Sarah's the best one. She's got so much MP, right? Having Glass Record on Sarah, you can just spam this so much. Give everyone so much SCT and healing. If you have Spirit Breath on all your DPS units, it's even more SCT. It's so good. So yes, it's probably worth pitying if you can take advantage of it. Even if you can't, you're going to be able to use it later on. So I think it's going to be incredibly valuable. And yeah, I think that's all I can say really. I think I do like this collab. I think it's a very good collab. Probably this arc is the most valuable in the whole collab if you don't have Glass Record for this. If you do have Glass Record, then probably the units are the most valuable for your account. Or the Royal Arc is pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's a top tier in any means, but that's pretty much all I can say about this. I think I'm going to leave it there because I've got to go soon in like about 10 minutes. And this stream has been going on for 2 hours 40 minutes right now, so it went on longer than I expected it to, just because we went into the event to farm those tickets that I desperately wanted to get. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think I've said everything I wanted to, and hopefully everyone else enjoys this collab, and if you plan to do any pulls, good luck. And yeah, part 3 is going to be next week. It's going to be a time trial, that's going to be interesting, and then the week after that should be the next unit, so I'll be back in 2 weeks for the next stream for the next unit. I don't know if I'll do anything between then, potentially. If you haven't seen my other videos, I've been doing a few more different games, but yeah, that's all I can say about this stream. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and good luck on this collab, just enjoy it. But yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks from now for the next unit, so yeah. Bye. Thanks for being here. I always enjoy these streams, but yeah, I'll see you.